Hello everyone and welcome to this Fork in the Road tarot reading. This reading is designed to help you make a decision if you are tossing up between two choices. So please have a look at the decks laid out here and I will leave timestamps for the appropriate readings. On the far left we have the Marseilles tarot deck. This is a French language tarot deck that uses the primary colors in the illustrations, and underneath it we have the dice if that will help you make your choice. Next to it, the blue deck is the Secrets of the Tarot with the coins underneath. These illustrations are similar to the Waite tarot deck, but they have a bit more of a mosaic, grainy type look. Then in the middle, we have the Prisma Visions tarot deck with the heart. This is a really calming, really relaxing style illustrative deck. Then we have the Tarot Egiptico with the Scarab. This tarot deck is in the Spanish language and it has Egyptian style motifs. And then on the far right with the Hamsa, we have our classic Rider-Waite tarot deck. Feel free to take a moment, find the cards that resonate with you, and then use the timestamps in the description section to jump to your reading. Hello group number 1, Marseilles tarot deck with the dice. Let's choose your cards and then we will straighten them up. So we're going to take 7 cards, one that represents the current situation. The top 3 cards are going to be what happens if you say yes or what happens if you take the action. Okay, let's make that the top 4 cards. And then the next ones are going to be what happens if you say no or what happens if you do not take the action. One moment, let me tidy this up. I will be right back. Let's have a look at the overall energy for this question. 4 of Swords. Okay, I would say that you are seeking peace. I think that you've been very anxious. I think you've been constantly going back and forth about, do I do this or do I do that? And you want peace. You want to know what option should you take so that you can have peace. So if you say yes, if you do the action, if you accept the offer, let's see what will happen. I see you taking on a new kind of leadership role. So this is the Chariot. The Chariot is again about making a choice because you have the 2 stallions, or traditionally the 2 Sphinx in the Rider-Waite deck. And you have one black, one white, and they pull in different directions. And it is the person in the chariot using their force. Now, whether that is physical force, whether it is their influence, whether it is their knowledge, it is them having to control the chariot. Maybe it's their skill or their dexterity. The chariot can also represent journey. In this instance, I see you moving into a leadership position, which would require you to manage more people and make more decisions. So I'm seeing not exactly a school teacher, but kind of like a school teacher role where little children are squabbling and you're having to break up the fight and say, you know, you stop doing this, you go to that corner, you go over there. But yeah, I do really see being promoted. And I think although initially you might think, is that going to be more of a headache? I want peace. Why would I take this role that's going to cause me a headache? I think with this authority, there comes organization. And I think there is some peace in knowing what you're doing, what the plan is, where things are located, what the timeline is. So if you say yes, it is a more authoritative role, but it will bring you peace of mind and more clarity. So let's get some more information. 5 of Wands. So again, I think the main headache in this job would be with people or with the HR. So it might be, again, petty squabbles. It might be people requesting time off work, or it might be lots of people wanting your time, phone calls, emails. the main headache would be dealing with people. So if you are a people person, if you've got good communication skills, that shouldn't be too much of a hassle for you. And I'm sensing for you that that's not the hard part. That's not what you were worried about. Let's get some more information. These two cards came out together, so let's flip them over together. So we have the Three of Wands and the Two of Swords. Three of Wands is, so three is about creativity and expansion. Wands are about people, travel, commerce, negotiation. And then swords are more about the mind, ideas. The Two of Swords is again about a crossroads. It's someone, we've kind of gone in a circle, because the Two of Wands is about someone being at a fork in the road and not knowing which decision to make and not feeling they have the right information. So with the Three of Wands before that, I would say this is a position that would give you more networking opportunities. You'd be meeting new people, people of maybe a different experience, or maybe people of more seniority. So I think the main concern that you had is something around technical skills, something about, do I have the competency to do this job? I would say don't worry about that. That's not what's coming up. The main issue or the main hurdle would be negotiating with other people, interacting with other people. I feel that you can do that quite easily. I feel that through this role you will meet other people, you will network, and I'm sensing in about 2 years' time you will return to this crossroads, and once again I'm feeling maybe if this is a promotion or maybe if it's changing jobs, I think you would stay in this role for 2 years, and then in 2 years' time you will return to this fork in the road and be asking yourself, should I remain where I am? Should I move on? But that is a question for a different reading. Okay, so let's look at the other side. If you say no, if you do not take this action, if you do not accept this offer, let's see what would happen. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. This can be travel, it can be expanding your horizons, but it can also be things being thrown up in the air a little bit. I'm seeing this as being, I'm kind of seeing it as like the analogy of like the bathtub or the boat is leaking and you've got a bucket and you're throwing out the water, but because there's a hole in the boat, more water is filling up the boat. So you're emptying out this bucket, but you're not getting anywhere because there's a leak, and therefore the boat is still filling up. So I feel you are in the situation right now and you don't want this. You don't want this perpetual rat race where you can't reach the end. I feel that if you do not take this offer, you would still be stuck in the situation where you do not have peace of mind. But let's get some more information. Temperance. So temperance is very much about balancing. So with one of the other card decks, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And it is about taking the middle road or finding the balance. I feel that if you were to not take this offer, you would not be able to get out of this situation on your own. I see you having to seek advice, whether if it's a work problem, I see you having to confide in a colleague, maybe someone higher up, maybe if you have like a friend that doubles as a therapist. I see that if you do not take this offer, you do not know how to get out of this situation on your own, and you would need to seek guidance from someone more experienced or more resourceful, and they would really need to intervene on your behalf. Let's see what this final card is. So we have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is completion and fulfillment. I feel that if you were to not take this offer, this is not a situation you could resolve on your own. If you were then to seek help from a third party, this person could intervene on your behalf. So if you're worried that if I don't take this offer, what's the worst that could happen? ultimately it will not be that bad. I see that maybe for 4 months, maybe 6 months, I feel that you would have this volatility. But I feel at like 4 months or 6 months, you would say, okay, enough, I can't help myself, I need to ask for help. And then someone would intervene on your behalf. And I do feel they would be a strong support network for you. They would give you the right resources or put you in touch with the right resources, and they could end this volatility for you. That's it, group one. Thank you so much. I hope that was insightful. If you want to let me know how I did, please let me know in the comment section. And I wish you the best of luck with your decision. Hello, group number two. You've chosen Secrets of the Tarot deck with the coins. So I'm going to pull 7 cards. The first are going to give us the overall energy of the situation. Then the next 3 are going to tell us what will happen if you say yes or if you take the offer. And then the next 3 are going to say, what about if you do not take the offer or you do not accept? Okay, let's do this. I'm just going to tidy this up. I will be back in 1 second. Let's have a look at the overall energy for this situation. 4 of Swords, like the previous reading. So I think, likewise, you want peace of mind. I think you've been going back and forth thinking, what if I take option A? What if I take option B? And you don't know which one is the right answer. So probably that's what's brought you here. You're looking for peace of mind. Okay, so let's look at the top row. This is about what happens if you say yes. Knight of Wands. So the wands can be about negotiation, travel, commerce, and I do see the pyramids in the background. My eye is really drawn to that. And we do have the salamander on the knight's tunic, salamanders being associated with fire, and obviously wands being associated with fire. So I think if this is to do with business, I'm really getting the idea that your question is something about maybe relocating for a job, or maybe expanding your business operations into a new market, or targeting a different culture or different language. And you're thinking, if I do this, is it a good idea? Will my product or will my business be positively received? I'm seeing yes. I'm seeing if you do take this action, I do see your business having further reach. In particular, I do see you having business partners either in different parts of the world or with a different cultural background. So if that was really your question about, will someone help me? Will I network with the right people? Will I be positively received in this international business venture? I'm seeing, yes, I do see that you will have you will be positively received, or your business will be positively received, but in particular, you will make good connections. There will be people who want to partner with you, want to assist with you, and they want to have this like mutually beneficial business deal. But let's get more information about this. 7 of Wands. With the 7 of Wands, again, about communication, commerce, travel. I think your question is, if I do this, will it be too difficult? Will I find it too frustrating? So what's written here is frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustration. You are on top of the situation. So I think with any kind of cross-cultural communication or with logistics, there can always be some hiccups, but I don't think it will be overwhelming, as the card suggests. Yes, there might be a little bit of an extra step. You may need to get things translated, for instance, or different countries, if you're importing or exporting, there may be different tariffs, there might be different customs restrictions, but it shouldn't be too much of a major obstacle. And again, just looking at the card previous to that, the Knight of Wands, I do feel that you will have good local advice to help you overcome these little frustrations. Let's have a look at the final card if you say yes to this prospect. 3 of Swords. So if it is about you relocating, yes, it does mean either ending some personal relationships or attempting a long distance relationship. This is the card of heartache. This one says deception, frustration, jealousy, broken heart. I see frustration has come up twice, once on the Seven of Wands and now on the Three of Swords. So I think if you're asking what is there to win or lose if you say yes to this business deal, the business deal overall, there'll be a few hiccups, but yes, it is a good business deal. So from a financial prospect or in terms of advancing your career, yes, this is a good prospect, but there will be some personal sacrifices, there will be some heartache, either separation and missing your loved ones, or the relationship will have to come to an end. So I'm not sure how useful that was, because now you're at the crossroads of, okay, so if I do want to do this, do I say yes and take the business opportunity, or do I say no and I stay with my loved ones? All right, so let's look at the bottom row. If you say no to this offer, what would happen? The Star. So the Star is sometimes called the wish card. Let's see, here it says, brightness, hope could bring excesses, so be careful not to become too greedy. The Star is sometimes called the wish card, so as in like wishing upon a star. It can be about fame, so like the stars could be like the flashing lights from the paparazzi. It can be about turning your dreams into reality, because this lady has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the grass. So it can be about the things that you wish for, things in the mind, things that are subconscious, and then the grass being tangible, practical reality, and bringing your dreams to life. So far it's looking as if you say no to this offer, you will actually get your wish if you say no. Let's get a bit more information here. So with the Star, it did say be careful of excess. And then we have the Tower. The Tower is about a sudden drastic change. So it could be something like having an idea, so like this lightning bolt moment or like a light bulb moment, but it can be a sudden upheaval. So here it says catastrophe, accident, things happening very quickly at lightning pace. So I think if you say no to this business offer, you will get your wish. Emotionally, I think you will be much better off if you say no, but definitely still have some boundaries in place, because as advised, if you do too much too fast, beware of excesses. There could be some trouble for you. Let's get a little bit more clarity. Knight of Pentacles. So this is about thinking about a new investment. So whatever the Tower is, it's not too catastrophic, but I get the idea that if you say no to what this overall offer is, you will be very happy. You'll be so happy that you said no. If you have a dream, if I don't, your dream is to be a star, if I don't know, it's something personal, fulfillment about having a certain lifestyle, whatever it may be, you will absolutely get it. But, you know, word of caution, don't overdo it. So again, if it is fame, we know that classic stereotypical story of people becoming, you know, rock stars and abusing, you know, sex, drugs and alcohol, and they throw away all these opportunities. So be mindful of that. Should you go to excess, I think that would sort of end your dream run, but you would have money, connections, insight to start a new business venture. So let's wrap that up. I think your question is, what do? I really want peace of mind. If you say yes to this offer, it will be good from a career perspective, but it will come at some personal heartache. So you have to decide, is that heartache worth it? If you say no to this offer, you will get what it is that you want in this lifetime. But if you're not careful, you will just have it for a short amount of time. You could undo all of your hard work. if that does happen, it's not the end of the world. You would, like a phoenix, rise from the ashes and find a new direction in your life. I hope that provided some clarity for you. Personally, I don't think it did. But yes, please let me know in the comment section, and I wish you all the best with this decision. Hello, group number 3 with the Prisma Visions Tarot deck. This is a really calming, really meditative deck, which I like quite a lot. Let's help you make this decision. So we're going to pull 7 cards. The first one is going to give us the overall energy for this situation. The next 3 are going to say what happens if you take this offer or say yes. And then the next 3 are going to tell us what happens if you say no or do not take this offer. I'm actually being drawn to these cards. So we're going to have 4 cards here if you say no. I was going to say I'm going to tidy this up, but I think these cards are small enough we can do this as it is. Alrighty, so let's get a feel for the overall energy of this situation. 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords is about being at a fork in the road. You want to make a decision, but you don't know, you don't feel that you have the information to make the correct decision. So basically, that's why you've come to this tarot reading. All right, now let's see. If you say yes, what will happen? Let's see here. Okay. 5 of Swords. Okay, 5 of Swords is about volatility. So the 5s are about volatility and change, and the Swords are about ideas and the mind. If you say yes, I'm seeing that maybe this is studying or learning something new. So if you say yes to this opportunity, I think part of that means you're going to have to either take a new course, learn a new skill, and yes, in the short run, maybe for 2 or 3 months, yes, you may feel overwhelmed. You may feel, I don't understand what I'm learning, the coursework is moving too quickly, I'm not sure what my opinion is, I don't feel informed enough to make an opinion. Let's get a little bit more information here. The Devil. Now, just before we address that, I am really looking at the 2 of Swords, and we have the moon above one of the points. So I think to help you make your decision, I think one path you're thinking, if I just do what is purely logical, if I just look at the facts, versus the other option, if I look at my intuition, if I consider my spirituality, should I just make this decision based on the facts, or should I also factor in my intuition? I think that is really at the crux of the matter. If you say yes to this option, I'm getting the impression, let's see, let's keep going. But if you say yes, so far it's looking like there's going to be a lot of volatility. You might be thinking, why did I say yes to this? Why did I agree to learn this thing or take this job? But you have to remember you did it to yourself. So I don't feel that anyone is really pushing you to make this decision. I think you have put yourself at this crossroads. I think it's what you expect of yourself or what you think you should do. So if you don't like this, I would just say to you, you don't have to do it. You can give yourself permission to say, no, I tried this thing. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. You don't have to keep, struggling. If this isn't for you, it's perfectly fine to change your mind and say no. But let's just see. Page of Swords, yeah. So I think you don't really want to do this thing. I think if you push yourself to do it, if you think, well, this is expected of me, or this is what is considered right, you're going to try it, you're going to hate it, and I do think eventually you will drop out or discontinue. So I'm seeing like the red on the ground here with the Devil card, and then kind of how it carries into the Page of Swords. Let me show you. But then it looks like the Page of Swords is severing this this redness here. So I think it is about you having to change your thinking. If you, let's say in a traditional family, like the man has to be the provider and the protector. And if you don't really feel that that is what you want to do with your life, you don't have to. Maybe that is how you were raised, but now you're an adult. You can decide for yourself, how do you want to live? What makes you happy? What is important to you? And that's really scary, because if you've been socialized to think a certain way or hold certain values, you've had these influences around you your whole life, it is really scary to say, actually, no, I believe something else. I value something else. I want my life to go in a different direction. And these accolades that other people want me to achieve, they actually don't mean anything to me. They don't make me happy. And I know that can be really scary to do, but it's absolutely okay to do that. It's absolutely okay to take control of your life and shape it the way you want to. So to round off this first half of the reading, I would say, if you say yes, you're doing it just based on logic, you would be ignoring your emotions. I feel mentally you would be quite overwhelmed. You would be very unhappy. And ultimately, you would make the decision to say, you know what, I'm discontinuing this learning experience, and I'm going to start living in a way that is more in line with my personal values. So let's look at the other side. If you say no to this offer, if you don't take it to begin with, what would happen? Judgment. Judgment is 20. Judgment, I mean, we can take it literally. Certainly, if there are people around you that are encouraging you to take this path, certainly there could be some people that will judge you and say, I think you're doing the wrong thing. I think you're making a mistake. But as the saying goes, as one door closes, another opens. So I'll bring this up to you. We can see that there is a door here. Yes, some people may have an opinion, but I feel that won't matter to you. I feel your peace of mind is the most important thing. Judgment can also be like so some of the other depictions will show like the biblical judgment where the dead are raised up and people that did the right thing go to heaven, and who knows what happens to the others. So it can be about a second chance. It can be if there was something that you wanted to pursue previously, but you didn't because other people said, that's the wrong thing, like come over here, make this intellectual pursuit or take this intellectual pursuit. If that really makes you unhappy, if you say no, that gives you a second chance to pursue what you really want to do. But let's get a bit more information. 7 of Chalices. Yeah, so I feel this pursuit here would take a lot of your time. If you say, no, I don't want this, that's fine. The world is your oyster. You can do anything else that you want to do. Some decisions would be good for you and some would be bad. So 7 of Chalices, I think, is asking you to be really intuitive and be really honest with yourself. So try new things, whether that is different hobbies, whether it is visiting different locations, whether it is interacting with a wider variety of people. Try new things, but reflect on each experience and really say, did I like that? Was it beneficial for me? Yes or no? Some experiences you will like, some you won't. But I think the key is you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to be really sort of present or mindful as you take these actions. Don't do them absent-mindedly. So if you're playing a sport, really reflect and be like, okay, did I like playing that sport? Did I like physically doing that sport? Did I like the people that I interacted with? Did I like the facilities that were provided? And just make a conscious decision about, okay, what do I do now? Let's get these last 2 cards. These like called out to me together, so let's flip them over together. 5 of Wands and the Fool. So I'll just show you these cards. So again, the 5s are about volatility. This could be about miscommunication. And then the Fool is about new beginnings, but I think look before you leap is the phrase that's really associated with this card. So if you say no, I think again, going back to Seven of Chalices, just be really intuitive about what you like and what you don't like. And if you communicate that, if you are making some new friends or pursuing some new hobbies, some you will like, some you won't. The ones that you don't like, I think just be really careful with your wording. People may misunderstand you through no fault of your own. I'm not saying you have any ill will, but some people can misunderstand. Some people can take some refusals or rejections very personally. So as you meet new people, as you try new things, if there are some things that are not for you, just be really careful with your wording and just say, I'm just exploring. I don't want to commit to anything yet. I don't have all of the information to make a definite decision. I'm, again, just exploring. Thank you very much for your time, but I don't feel this is the right opportunity for me. Just something sensitive. Ultimately, I do see you finding a new opportunity. And it's interesting that here with the Two of Swords, we have the crescent moon, and then over here with the Fool, we also have the crescent moon. And then obviously it depends what part of the world you are in, whether this is waxing or waning to you, or whether this is waxing or waning to you. I definitely think there is something about maybe like a month, or it is the moon, it is a cycle. In terms of what I think, maybe being more intuitive, maybe pursuing spirituality. So whether it is, for personal reasons, looking to develop your religious beliefs or your spirituality, or whether it is maybe just letting more of it in your life. So if you already have some beliefs around spirituality, maybe it's about reorganizing your home, maybe it's pursuing a career in spirituality, maybe for networking, maybe interacting with more spiritual people. So to round this off, so you don't know what to do, and it's a toss-up between just doing the pragmatic thing or following your gut and your intuition. If you just do the pragmatic thing, you're going to hate it, and it is going to push you to ultimately reject this offer or cease this offer and change your way of thinking. If you say no right from the beginning, you don't accept this offer, there might be some judgment from the people around you. You will have more free time and you will explore different ways of being. Ultimately, you will conclude, well, you did pick the heart, so I think it is maybe about who you have personal relationships with. I think you are looking for more spiritual people, maybe less judgmental, kinder, more open-minded. Ultimately, I think you will be taken in that direction. I hope that provided some clarity. Please let me know how I did in the comment section, and I wish you all the best with this decision. Hello, group number 4 with the Tarot Egiptico and the Scarab. So we're going to pull out 7 cards. Interesting. So the first one is going to tell us about the overall energy for this situation. And then the next 3 cards are going to tell us what happens if you say yes, or you take the action, you take the opportunity. And then the next 3 are going to tell us what happens if you say no and you do not accept this opportunity. Interesting. I'm really having a hard time choosing cards. I haven't been so indecisive with the other one, so let's keep that in mind. Okay, again, I was going to tidy this up, but I think we have the space to do what we need to do. All right, so what is the overall energy for this situation? El Triunfo, or the Chariot traditionally. Interesting. So the Chariot, we do have the 2 sphinxes pulling in opposite directions, and we do have the charioteer. I don't know if that's the correct term, but we do have the person riding the chariot who does have to use their strength to keep the sphinxes under control. One's trying to go this way, the other one's trying to go the other way, and the charioteer really needs to say, no, we're going my way. So yeah, I think it does reflect the fork in the road tarot reading. you're at a crossroads and we're going to go this way or that way. Give me a second. I feel that you don't want to make this decision. I feel that this decision is being forced upon you. So interesting, the reading previous to you, it was the other way around. This person was forcing themselves into the decision. But in this case, I really feel people are putting you in the middle and saying to you, you have to choose. And I really feel you're saying, no, I don't want to choose. And maybe that's why I was struggling to pick your cards. But let's see, if you say yes, if you accept this offer, make this move, what will happen? Let's see. Afinidad. So I feel that if you say yes to this offer, I feel it will be familiar. I think saying yes means sort of leaving things how they are. I think it's about maybe like the same people around you. So staying with your family or staying with the people you already know. I feel that is, familiar and comforting. It may be enjoyable, but I don't feel that there is any sort of progress. So I feel ultimately this could be detrimental, but let's get some more information. El testimonio. I really feel that this is something emotional. I really feel it's about leaving a relationship. So I'm really looking at the bottom of this person. I'm really seeing the outstretched hand. So kind of like the aces, there's usually like a hand offering the sword or the pentacle, whatever it may be. And this is a card of conviction. So, and then three can be creativity or expansion, or it could be a third party. We do have the letter K here as well. I think this card is also associated with Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken, which is about expansion, abundance, joy. And there's just something about like the colors being inversed, like the blue and the green being inversed on these two cards. I have the feeling that someone wants you to stay, like in a romantic relationship, and if you're like, okay, fine, I'll stay, it's familiar, it's comfortable, but it's boring. And I feel, I'm feeling maybe like 5 months. I mean, we do have the 5 over here. I feel maybe you might stay like 5 months, but then you might say, you know what? We're just back to the start. Like I told you, I am bored. I don't want to be in this relationship. There's actually someone else that I'm interested in, and I am going to leave you for that person. But let's see, we do have one more card for this. Evolución. Yes, so, and even if you're not really a card reader, you can see we've got two people sort of meeting here. So yes, I do have the opinion that if someone is forcing you to stay with them, you might say, okay, fine, like I'll try it out. But ultimately, I think in 5 months, maybe, yeah, at the 6 month mark, maybe at 5 months, you'll be like, sorry, no, I'm bored. It's not for me. I'm leaving. And definitely, I would say in 6 months time, you will enter this new relationship. I would say at the beginning it is going to be fiery, it is going to be passionate. I can't really see beyond that, but definitely it does look like a beautiful new relationship, at least at the beginning. So let's look at the other half of this reading. If you say no, or you refuse, or you do not take the option, so assuming that this is a relationship reading, if you immediately say no, I'm not going to stay with you, let's see. Duplicidad. Interesting. This is the most not straightforward reading I've done. I have the opinion that even if you say, yes, I'm going to stay with you, in your heart you're like, no, I'm not going to stay with you. So even though I feel that you might end up cheating on this person. So that would be your way of saying, no, I don't want to be with you. For whatever reason, maybe you're not ready or unable to say that to this person's face. I don't know what your situation is. I obviously would not encourage being duplicitous, but it would appear that even if on the surface you say, yes, I'm going to stay in this relationship or in this situation, you've made up your mind that no, you're not going to, and you will be doing something covertly. But let's get more information about this. La temperancia. So temperance is about balance. It's about the middle road. It can be about what we want or what we dream about versus what is practical or what we actually do in reality. So I think this might be if you are doing something covertly, if you're cheating, if you're doing something underhanded, I think it is about juggling and sort of doing what you say that you're doing on the surface, but then doing what you're actually doing undercover. So it could be about juggling your time. It could be something like having two phones. It could be something about juggling your time effectively. I do see you trying to balance these two choices or these two lifestyles. Let me just see this last card here. So I think we have the symbol for Saturn here in the corner. We do have the letter G and the number 8, should that resonate with you. I do see some kind of like, if someone is being prescriptive, yes, it can obviously be like a pharmacy prescription, but also if you prescribe, it is that you are telling someone this is how it is. You're being very firm. Saturn is also the planet of limitations, although I am mindful that it is juxtaposed with the number 8, which is about abundance and prosperity. But I'm getting the feeling that should you be duplicitous, you will maybe get away with it for a while, but perhaps in about 8 months' time, so 8 months of doing this covert thing, the person who you're deceiving, they will find out and they will really put their foot down and be like, no, either you end this or we're ending the relationship or we're ending the situation, whatever it may be, which I think is ultimately what you wanted. Yes, so I feel this has been a bit of an odd reading. I feel that someone is pushing you to make a choice. I feel that if you say yes, you would be saying yes to make them happy, but it would not make you happy. And in the long run, you would realize that and end the relationship anyway. Whereas I feel that you're not ready to end the relationship yet. So even if you're asked right now, honestly, what do you want? You have free will, do whatever you want. I don't feel that you have the courage. I just don't think that you are ready to speak openly and honestly and end the relationship. So I feel that even though maybe that's what you want to do, you're still going to carry on a little bit longer, and I feel you will push the other person to end the relationship for you. Let me know if that resonated with you, because this one has been a little bit of a strange reading for me. I haven't been able to pick up on the energy quite so easily. So yes, please let me know if that's made any sense to you at all. I do obviously wish you the best in your situation, and if you are being duplicitous, I would ask you to consider treating people how you would like to be treated and not hurting people if you can absolutely avoid it. Hello, group number 5. You chose the Waite tarot deck, and that was paired up with the Hamsa. So I'm going to take out 7 cards. The first one is going to give us the overall energy for the situation. The next 3 are going to tell us what happens if you say yes, if you take the move, if you accept the offer. And then the last 3 are going to tell us what if you say no. Let's see. Alrighty, I'm just going to tidy this up. Yes, I'm going to tidy this up. I will be right back. So what is the overall situation? Oh, very good. So the star is sometimes called the wish card, as in like wishing upon a star. And you can see that this person here, they have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the ground. So I think this is very much about turning your dreams into reality. It can be about fame. This card did come up previously, as I was saying. It can be about you being a star. The stars in the background could be the flashing lights from cameras. So I think you have a decision to make, but I feel that it is a really good decision to make. I feel that you have two really positive, beneficial opportunities. Neither one is bad, but you're trying to decide which one is the best one. So let's do option number one. Let's go with water. So this one I think is about relationships, emotions. So if there is one decision that has this kind of feel to it, let's see what happens if you say yes to that. Oh, amazing. You've got some wonderful cards. So the Sun is the best card in the deck. The Sun is happiness, positivity, living happily ever after. It's winning the lottery. It's 10 out of 10. It's all the abundance you could ask for. It's absolutely the most wonderful thing. Even if you read reversals, even if the Sun comes out reversed, there's nothing negative about the Sun. So even if the Sun comes out reversed, whatever, it's still a positive card. So it would seem so far, if you said yes to the emotional thing, like the thing that would make you happy, the thing that you're having an emotional reaction to, if it's something about choosing a relationship, could probably end the reading right there. I think you should take that option, but we're here now. Let's keep going. Interesting. So Four of Swords, this is a card of rest. The fours, well, I should say the mind. The swords are about the mind. So I don't think you've been very worried. There's a lot of yellow, which is like very positive, very happy, and you've got two great Major Arcana cards. If you say yes, I think it would just get you out of this sort of stalemate where you don't know if you should say yes to option one or option B. I feel you would move into a slightly more restful state of mind. But that being said, I don't think you've really been losing sleep over this situation anyway. Let's just turn over the last card. The Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man can be about martyrdom. It can be about seeing things from a different perspective. It can be about things needing to be righted. But I don't have that feeling. Again, I'm being drawn to the color yellow, and I see the halo around this person's head. It really is reminding me of the sun. I think it is about seeing things from a different perspective. And I'm really noticing like the branch at the top and the leaves. So I would say if you say yes to this emotional decision or this relationship, I see you would be able to put your mind at rest, and I think you'd be moving on to a new phase in your life. So for some people, I really feel that this is marriage. I really think it is like accepting a proposal, or if it was a choice between do I stay here for my relationship or do I move for work? I think if you say yes, I stay for my relationship, I think it would be like a fairy tale romance, and I think maybe you would move into the next phase of your life. So if you want to get married, if you want to have children, should you wish to, I don't know, maybe start a new business venture, whatever it may be, I really do feel that saying yes will give you that peace of mind, and you can say, okay, I am moving on to the next chapter of my life, which I think will be something really positive. It's not like, unfortunately, I've had to make this decision, or unfortunately, I'm moving into this negative situation. Not at all. I think it would be good life progress for you. So that looks like a pretty clear answer, but let's see. If you went the other way, if you made the more pragmatic decision. So I noticed here on the right, this lady is pouring the water into the earth. So earth is more practical things, tangible things, material things, and then water is about emotion, relationships, intuition. So if that is ringing true, if that's your second option, let's see if you take that option. Seven of Wands. I think you're really going to struggle to get your point across. I think this is a situation where you have a different way of doing things. So I'm seeing like a roundtable discussion, and I'm seeing everyone arguing, and I'm seeing you really having to like shout to get your point across, even though that's not normally the kind of person you are. I see, you can't get a word in because everyone is talking over each other. And I believe that you really do have a good idea, but the people around you, they don't want to listen. They are not ready to see things from a different perspective. They're not mature enough. They are not, I don't know if self-aware enough is the word, but they're not ready to see things from a different perspective. They're not ready to accept that a different, better way is possible. So I see this being a very frustrating situation. Let's get some more information. Yeah, so Nine of Swords is the Sleepless Nights card, as you can see. So again, swords are about the mind and ideas. Nine is about introspection and personal growth. And you can see this person is up at night because their mind is just racing. They've got these things on their mind. Likely that you have this good, I don't know if it's a business idea. It's some kind of like logistical process. Like, let's say there's something that has like 9 steps to it, and you're like, guys, we could get it done in 3 steps if we do it like this. And people are like, no, don't be silly. Like, that's not possible. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're like, guys, no, really, like I've seen it done this way, or I've got research to back this up. And people are just like not even interested in listening to you. And you're really losing sleep because these people are just so frustrating. You clearly have a better way of doing things, but talking to them is just like, hitting your head against a brick wall. And then lastly, okay, so a Ten of Swords. So the tens are about completion or an ending. The Ten of Swords is a definite ending. So this is like something is definitely over. It's not happening. It can be about overkill because this person has 10 swords in their back. Probably you didn't need 10 swords to kill them. Probably you could have just used 1. So ultimately, I think if you go with this choice, I see you either like resigning from this job, or I see you just, I don't want to like throw the term mental breakdown around, very loosely, but I do see it just being very demotivating. I don't think you will have any success, although I really do believe you have a great idea. I just think the people that you're working with, the infrastructure that you're working in, I just think is too rigid. As much as you try, you will not be able to affect change. So it looks to me that you should definitely go with option 1. If there is something more relationship based, if there is something to do with any kind of fame or being a public figure, something about like PR or like being a representative, being the face of a company. If there's anything along those lines, definitely looks to me that you should do that. It's going to be an absolutely wonderful opportunity for you, and it's going to move you on into the next positive, bright phase of your life. If you do that, I wish you all the best. And yeah, please let me know if this made any sense to you. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.